Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing some projects that I made for Lori, who's creating for fun. I created these for her giveaway that she had. Um, the entry was a handmade birthday card, and there was a couple other things you could do for extra entries. So here's my birthday card. I used the Confetti collection for this. Oh, I also want to mention embellishment box and 4 bows were the extra entries, and I did include a few other things for her because you know how we get carried away. So here's my birthday card. Like I said, I used the confetti collection, and I love the way it turned out. I was a little I want to say I wasn't sure how to use this collection, but I think it turned out okay. I loved everything that I made. Here I layered a couple sheets of paper from the collection onto some gold cardstock from Michael's, and then this is a 110-pound cardstock. I think that's from Joann's. And let's see. Here I did a balloon cluster that was inspired by Lacey. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, but I will link down her Instagram and YouTube. But yeah, she shared these balloons a couple weeks ago, and I just love them. They match the collection perfectly. So I just added a little bow right here, and then some trim right here. And this is the chipboard from the collection. This is 3 pieces of chipboard that I just layered on top, and I actually added extra, like, a layer to this one because this one was underneath, because the top of the cake was not, flat, and I couldn't just set it on top. And this piece right here was inspired by Toni, who's Craft Purge, but with her chipboard embellishments that she shared. So I just did the thread wrap, and then just the dangle. I didn't add an eyelet because I don't have that many eyelets, and I did get some from my giveaway, but I haven't dug them out from the embellishment boxes. I don't know who sent them to me. I don't remember, but I do love the way it turned out. And then the inside, I just did some ripped or torn paper layers, and then just a happy birthday. There's some room right here to write a note, and I just love the way it turned out. And you have to do matching envelopes, so I did this one, which is the same pattern right here. So that's that. For my next one, I did the embellishment box. So here's the embellishment box I created. I just used the torn paper again, large word here, and a chipboard piece as the center or main focus, and then I just put some flowers around. And I did a ribbon tassel with my trims, and I added a little charm here, and it is on a clasp, so she can take this off and reuse it. So here's what is inside. I have some gem stickers here, and then there is some beads, a couple of the word beads, and a clothespin. I had to condense because I originally had the beads in the clothespin, and I had these in another one, but then I added other stuff, so I had to move them over here. There's some pom-poms, a lot of little beads here, and then tassels, mini tassels that match the collection. And then these are some of those resin flowers, and I do have some leaves below that you can use for flowers. some mini bows, and then these are beaded flower dangles that I made using Nurse Tara 04's tutorial on YouTube. These were on my to-do list for 5 or 6 years since she shared them, but I never had the supplies. And then over here I have some flat back, like pearls and gems, and then this cute heart, some foam flowers, and then some wired beads. So these, I used Buzzin' with Bees tutorial to make these cuter because mine were just sloppy, and it worked. I was doing it different, so it didn't come out right. And then these cage beads were just accident because I was trying to do kind of like a bead cap on one side, and then I pulled it, or I pulled it by accident, and then it became like a cage bead. And then of course it was already a thing. Mine just came by accident, and I liked the way it looked, so I went with it, and I made more. So that is, oops, I got that. Okay, I'm gonna share this little piñata next. I don't know if I already shared a video on this. I know I shared it on Instagram, I just don't know if I did a video on this, the piñata. Well, I created this piñata a couple, maybe 1 or 2 months ago. I don't remember. But I got inspired by just piñata making, regular piñata making that I saw on Facebook, and then I just did like a mini one, a different way, because the other one was done with cardboard and lots of like rounded layers and newspaper, and so I just came up with a way that I could do it with just paper. And so I don't have a tutorial yet on this because I just got tired, because I got tired of thinking. I don't even know if I wrote down the measurements, so it's just going to be a project for another. I did make it for Happy Mail. It opens up this way, and inside I just included some ribbon rosettes, and these were inspired by my friend Jess, who's Bits and Pieces 91. I just made some to match the collection. I was going to put chocolate, but I didn't want it to melt, so I just ate it. Sorry, Lori. So I just decorated. This was the hardest part for me, the decorating. I'm not very good at, clusters, but I wanted to make something cute that wouldn't completely cover this background paper, because I did stitch on it with gold stitching. So I didn't want to do like a huge rosette in the center. So I did a smaller rosette here on the side, and then I added some chipboard and stickers that I'm just using as ephemera. I did a little birthday hat, and then this is another chipboard piece, and this flower cake was inspired by MrsEvally, who no longer has a YouTube channel, unfortunately, but she did create some of these months ago, if not last year or the year before. But this is the first time I actually did it. I didn't have the chipboard back then. And then I just added a little word phrase right here. It says, "Celebrating you on your special day." I backed it on some glitter paper, put it on some, well, I put it on foam, but it got unstuck. And then I added a bow on top, and then I added stickles to the flowers. I don't know if you can see that. So that's what the little piñata has. Okay, so the next thing is I did this bottle cap kit for her. I included some bottle caps, the epoxy stickers, some tassels, and the all the little hardware she needs to, like, she can hang the tassel this way, and then the little clasp at the top. She can also use it for a different way. She doesn't have to use the dangle, the tassel. She could put a dangle, or she could leave it blank, or she could do a paper clip, she could do a rosette center. You could do anything with it. And so I didn't poke any holes, just in case she didn't want to do the holes. And here are the tassels. Some of these are from AliExpress, but I only had the pink and the teal. So the yellow and the light mint I actually made myself. And I think it looks pretty darn close to the ones from AliExpress. And I do make some on camera in one of my Halloween videos from 2018. But I am going to be posting an updated version, because sometimes you just don't want to wait for Ali. And then I had already spoken to her about the bottle cap kit, because I am going to be listing them in my shop. She wanted carousel, but I didn't want to ruin the look of it matching the rest of the collection, so I added extra images here in the front. So now she has the two collections to choose from. So the carousel is in the back, and the confetti is in the front. So there's that. And I also included some tassels to match the collection. Some crocheted thread flowers. Tassels. And I just chose the colors that I thought went well with this collection. Just added the beads and a little bow here. And then the last thing I made, is it the last thing? Yeah, the last thing I made are the 4 bows. And the bows, she said just 4 bows, for any kind of bow. And so I want to show you my other versions, or my other trial and error. I did these using little baggies. Just those little baggies that you wrap like candy in. And I used the fuse tool, and I just filled it up. And I'm going to try to look for the tutorial that I saw on YouTube and link it when, probably, well, I'm going to try to link it to this video. I hope I don't forget. And then I did this one. This one was my first one, but I did not like it this big. So that's why I made a few different ones, or different sizes, trying to come up with the right size. So, okay, so I did my own packaging. I used this piece from Maggie Holmes ephemera. So I did recycle the packaging, but I did not just the plastic. Everything else I just handmade. I didn't use any dye. I just used cardstock and heavy cardstock and pattern cardstock, and I just made my own template. And I also did not want to think about her opening it up and just throwing it away, so I actually made it reusable. So I just stuck the bows on here with some glue dots and made it so she can reuse the packaging. Just did a simple, this is one of those ruffled or pleated papers. I used the Vintage Goose tutorial to make these, and I just started making this like last week, because I've been using my sewing machine more now, or trying to. This was my first rosette with this collection, and I ended up not using it because I was going to use it on the piñata, and I almost didn't use it at all, because I didn't have any other projects. But when I did the packaging for this, I was trying to hurry up, and this flower was just the perfect detail that this needed right here on the side, because I used the scrap for this. I didn't actually pull out a 12-inch strip, and it came out really short, so this ends up like right there. So this is covering where it ends up, and I don't know, it turned out perfectly. I used the sticker from one of the Maggie Holmes collections, and I put it on some glitter cardstock. I stitched it on because it did not glue. Or at least it wasn't dry yet, maybe. I used the barely art glue and it was moving around, so I stitched it. And then I actually added a word sticker in the center because it was blank. And I stitched, the sticker stuck well to the other sticker, but I didn't want to risk it, so I did kind of stitch on the sticker a little bit, so it secures it on it. And I did do some stitching on here. I'm out of my gold. Well, I'm not completely out of my gold thread, but I'm almost close to being out, and I didn't want to. I switched it out with pink just to use a color that I haven't used, and I think it turned out cute. You can see it. It's like a small detail. Like, it's not popping out, but it's there, and I think it adds a nice touch. And I really, really love. I will be doing a tutorial on this reusable packaging, but it is using recycled packaging as well, the plastic. So I don't know if I have the exact size, but I will look through what I have and do a tutorial on another one of this because I am loving it. So that's it for this giveaway entry. The giveaway is over, but I'm so glad that I caught it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.